Okay, it says for North America, but I think it applies across many other different countries in our region. Frequency ranges in the past, you know, G4, you have A band, B band, C band, or 100 series, 300, 500 series, we have the CW, DW, BW band. In EWD, we have a complete different naming, the frequency naming terminology in EWD. We have Q1 to 6, we have R1 to 6, we have R4 to 9, and all these are 56 megahertz. And of course, what frequency is recommended for Indonesia? Please consult Galva for further information. So I will take the next few moments to give everyone some insights to a comparison with other wireless system. Okay, so please take note that these are factual. Okay, it is not emotional. We are not here to talk about bad about our competitors. We are here to compare with our competitors and give everyone here a better overview of how the EWD compares with other competitors. Excuse me. Yeah. So here goes. Okay, so where does the EWD sit? As of today, the EWD will sit in this sector, in between the 300 and 500 series and EWG4 835. There will be, because just to sidetrack a bit, because of the current global shortage in electronical parts, it has also affected the cost of our building our wireless set. So the Evolution Wireless G4 will see a price increase. As a benchmark, instead of $599, it will be $649 US. For local currencies and when it will take effect, please check with Galva. They are in the right position to advise you further in terms of the pricing, the price increase. So that puts EWG4 at a only $50 difference from Evolution Wireless Digital. The EWD will still remain at $699 US before duties and taxes. I will come to this later, but just to give everyone a comparison about Sennheiser's wireless against Sennheiser wireless for a start. The EWD I mentioned is $699 at an 835 for 835 set. The G4 835 set from $599 we will have to move up to $649 for a difference. So there's a difference of $50 US. And if you look at that, these are the technical differences. Okay, 134 dB dynamic range on the EWD and then 110 on the G4 100. You can do equidistant as I presented on the EWD, whereas the G4 100 is in banks and channels where there is a standard spacing pre-calculated. Setting up the wireless system is as easy as using the smartphone application, whereas for G4 100 you have to use IR sync. And then the other details, like for example, we can squeeze up to 90 channels on the EWD and also 20 as compared to 20 channels on the G4 100, so on and so forth. I will give the next 10 seconds for everyone just to digest about this. Okay. In terms of G4 300 and 500 series, which are priced at $899 onwards, more expensive. we can see a very clear difference in terms of the difference in terms of the technical specifications. Okay, another 10 seconds. But I think what's more would be of interest to everyone here is how does the EWD fare against competitors like other digital wireless systems like the SLXD, QLXD, and ULXD. So again, very factual, nothing emotional. So our competitors, they also have a digital wireless system, the SLXD, at $699 price point, same price point. And you can see the difference. 134 against 120, equidistant, standard spacing, app control, and the rest is IR. The other is IR sync. The number of channels that's compatible within one, that's operatable within one band, 90 channels against 32. Frequency. I think I want to highlight again about the latency. In digital wireless system, we have managed to squeeze a 2.2 milliseconds. Sorry, we have managed to squeeze 1.9 milliseconds as compared to a 3.2 milliseconds on the SLXD. And in terms of frequency, transmission power is at 10 milliwatts. I just want to highlight that this is not to be, don't worry about transmission power. Yes, in the past, in analog system, in the G4 300, 500 series, yes, there's 50 milliwatts, there's high transmission power. In analog system, the more the transmission power, the likelihood of further the operating distance can be. But in digital domain, you don't have to worry about transmission power. So meaning to say you don't need a high transmission power for a digital wireless to be transmitted and modulated. So we have kept it at 10 milliwatts to meet many country regulations that we have all across the world. Okay, and in terms of operating time, it's 12 hours as compared to 8 hours. Okay, so just another 30 seconds for everyone to digest. Okay, so I will go into the more higher end version. Okay, the QLXD. Just very quickly, dynamic range, there's a difference. We have the equidistant. No other wireless system or at this class, at this price point, can achieve such a good dynamic this feature. Nobody has done the equidistant at this price point. And then the number of channels per band and also the switching bandwidth is higher, but the number of channel of band is only 60 as compared to ours 90 at 56 megahertz. And okay, the latency is also something that puts us ahead of our competition, and operating time, it also puts us ahead of our competition. And just to really reiterate, this QXD is more expensive. It's more than $699 US price point. And then I move on to a higher end version, which is the ULXD. Same thing, the features are pretty similar with the QXD, except it has slightly more features on the receiver itself. So these are the specs. Okay, another 10 seconds. All right, cool. So on that note, I think it is a very, very exciting product, and I can't wait to see more adopters of our Evolution Wireless Digital in Indonesia. Galva has already placed their first order. It will be on the way this month to Indonesia. I would hope that we will be successful in this area. We know that yes, the pandemic is still going on. People are concerts and large-scale gatherings are not allowed, but there are many opportunities, other opportunities out there that we should go and look out for. For example, in corporate offices, in schools, for example, in universities, for example. With this new feature, this is definitely it definitely can give everyone a better edge to present to a customer and close the sales. With that, I think I would like to hand over to Keenan to share a little bit more about to do a quick demo on the Evolution Wireless Digital Smart Assist application, and also we will also take any questions along the way. Okay, Keenan, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Let me try, because it's first time for me to use Zoom to do a demo, a live demo as it is. So, if you are able to see me right now on the screen, is a little small box which is showing myself. And there is another video which is under my name as well. I have two screens right now, the Keenan and the other one is Keenan Fang. I'm not too sure whether you can see that in front there is, I can show my hand, which is look at the device. Let me try to share my content through my another screen. Let me see. Hopefully, yep, that's good.
Yeah, we can see on screen.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you. So you can see all these things, right? Okay, now I would like to switch to a camera. At least you are able to see the equipment that I set up at home. Anyway, I'm at home. So I'm setting up in front of me. There is a receiver and a transmitter, which is using a handheld. A body pack is easy for me to show on the screen. So I'm using a AA primary cell batteries at this moment. The transmitter is turning off right now, so you can see on the screen. This is how the screen looks like at the receiver. Before going through to apps, I would like to show you on the receiver itself. You are still able to do all the settings through the receiver, despite we have a very intelligent, very full features of apps that later I will share with you. Yeah, you're still able to use the receiver to set all the settings. And the good things right now is a single screen show you everything. That means you no longer has what you have it right now for a G3 or G4. Then you need to scroll down to the receiver, and they have a sub menu to change all the settings. For Evolution's wireless digital, you are able to set all the settings through one page, which is you have the gain, you have the AF output, you have the mute lock, you have auto scan, channel tuning, and reset. That's it. That is about the whole setting that you have in Evolution Wireless Digital. And you can see on the screen, of course, the the frequencies informations. And you can see a little dot here, the Bluetooth. Yes, actually built in the Bluetooth. That's why, as what Gary mentions earlier, all those Bluetooth low energy BLE is about. And this is benefit us for the future. It's actually, I would say, it's a long way to go. With a Bluetooth, we can do a lot more with this Bluetooth in the future. Let me turn it on my transmitter so you can see me both. If you go to your Zoom on the top right, you can see a view. Of course, you can click side by side with speaker so you can see both screen, which is one is my laptop in front of me. I can show you. The other one is the screen which is on my smartphone showing the receiver directly. So I turn on my transmitter. And so once I turn on my transmitter, you can see the screen is actually blinking. What's this about? It's just to show you that there is some activities going on between the transmitter and receiver. And this is the time that actually they're handshaking, there's some information exchange between them. And now it's linked up. You can see the RF level because it's so near, of course, it's full. You can see the batteries status, and you can surprisingly, we are still able to show a battery level, of course, as usual, in terms of a bar chart. 4 bar, which means is full. It's roughly about a 8 hours operating time for a AA primary cell batteries. Yeah, so this is what about the receiver. Of course, you can see the gain is 21 dB. The AF out is 6 dB out. As Gary mentions earlier, we have no longer needed to do any sensitivity setup at the transmitter. So that's why you have nothing on the transmitter screen. You no need to do anything on the transmitter. It helps all the user on the stage that they no longer need to set anything on the transmitter. We will save all the time. We will save all the hassle. It will also avoid a lot of mis-setting, right? So that is good for the entire workflow. So now I would like to switch my screen to the apps. So I have the apps installed already, which is EW Smart Assist. As long as your smartphone turn it on the Bluetooth, you are able to see the receiver that you already set up before. For your info, I'm using my handphone. I set up my EWD 3 receivers before. I name it as a D1, D2, and D3. Today, I just put it up one of the receiver. That's why you only can see one with a green mark, green LED at EWD2, right? So this is what's actually active at this moment. So the rest of these two are off. So you can see at the top, which is the Smart Center. The Smart Center, it is a live status command of your system setup. So right now it shows you that out of Bluetooth range or switch off for what? For the receiver, which is D1 and D3. So both actually I never set up, which is either it's out of the range or it's switch off. Okay, so this is clear. So the D2 is actually active. What if, and now you look at my another screen, which is my laptop screen, and now I switch off my transmitter. Okay, I switch off my transmitter. It's straight away it will be giving you another message at the smart center, which is out of Bluetooth range or switch off for the, sorry, this is the new message, out of radio range or switch off for the transmitter of the EWD2. And you can see the below, the EWD2 turned into red LED. So there is something wrong at the EWD2 receiver. It shows you that the transmitter actually is off or out of the range. Okay, so if you more channels you set up, which is up to 16 at this moment, so you have a multiple of error, for instance, out of the range, batteries low, some transmitter turned off. So you will have a multiple message on the top, and you have a multiple red LED at the receiver or the devices you have on the list. Okay, so now I turn it on my transmitter again, and the receiver is blinking, and now it's back to the green LED. It is safe for the second channel. Of course, the previous message is still around because of the D1 and D3, which is switched off. Okay, so far so good. This is what you will have on the apps. And surprisingly, from the receiver, you can only see the bar chart of the battery status. At the receiver of the smart apps, you can show you the percentage of the AA batteries status. So right now, my AA battery status is 82%. So which is very clear to you that I still have 80% at least batteries life for my operation. Of course, it is not possible to show you the exactly details of the battery life. How can we do that? Let me switch over to my camera again. At my setup, I have a rechargeable batteries and the charger, which is linked to my laptop. I'm using the USB, and it is using USB-C connector, right? It's cool, right? So I can charge my batteries as long as you are connected to any type of the charger source. So right now I'm using a laptop to charge, so I'm plugging in my rechargeable batteries because this is I already charged before, it's full, and you can see it is a green light, and I charge another brand new batteries. I install it in, and you can see it's blinking with amber light. So it shows you it is charging the battery, which is lesser than 70% batteries life in the battery. So it is charging right now, right? So the other one is fully charged. So I use the other one with fully charged right now. Okay, I'm using this. I put it into my transmitter. I never turn off, I never switch off physically. I just straight away unplug the batteries, and you can see my receiver is turning red, which is unlinked. Okay, so right now I put on my batteries, rechargeable battery into my transmitter. It's auto turn on. So that means you are not necessary to switch off physical at the transmitter. You just unplug the batteries, and then you put it on, another batteries on, it will auto turn on. So now you can see the batteries hours and the minute, 12 hours and 19 minutes. So this is exactly that you have for your battery life. And if we switch back to the apps, it's exactly the same, 12 hours and 19 minutes. Okay, so clear for the batteries. Okay, now, so what's the apps can help you to do? You can do a lot of things. You can click into the receiver EWD2. You can see all the parameters at one glance. There's no submenu, there's nothing. This is all about. Okay, you can do a lot of things. You can lock the receiver. That means once you lock, you can't touch on the receiver. You can't change anything at the physical receiver anymore. You can mute the lock transmitter and so on and so forth. You have so many things over here. I will not go through all of the features because in the future we will arrange again more technical training for you. You know, the insight of the technical of EWD and also the apps, how it can do the apps. So, but I would like to show you a function. Easy. I want to set up the frequency through my smart device rather than I go to my receiver. Okay, so I change, let's say I change 475.800. I click OK. It straight away change at the receiver already through the Bluetooth setting. Okay, through the Bluetooth setting. And you can see there is a red color, and you can see there's no link at all. But you see some RF signal in. That means there's some interference. At least you know there's something interference in between. Because I never do the auto scan. Okay, there is a function which is do an auto scan. Okay, the auto scan is help you to do a setup. You scan the environment, it gives you the best free frequency slot for you. Okay, but right now I never do it. I just simply change. So you can see there's some RF interference out there. Doesn't matter. I don't care at this moment. Okay, so I set it as it is. So how can I sync to my transmitter? How can I sync to my transmitter? Okay, how can I sync to my transmitter? You are no longer necessary to bring your transmitter to the receiver, right? Why? Because we are using a Bluetooth. So what I need to do is, my transmitter is on my hand. You can see on the other screen. And what I need to do is from the apps, okay? And I just do a sync transmitter. Over here, I just press the sync button. Just press like this. It's synced and it's on. And now my receiver is turned into green color. I set my transmitter at this new frequency already. And the link is up. You can show the RF signal over here. Now, I show you another thing. There is a question say, do I need or do we need to extend the Bluetooth coverage? For BLE, a standard protocol, if the environment, if the Bluetooth environment is clean, we are able to go as far as 30 meters, 40 meters away, right? If your environment's a lot of Wi-Fi 2.4, yes, a little bit challenging. The distance might be shorter. Having said that, I can show you these features, maybe help you. Now, I go back to the receiver. I go back to the receiver. I change my frequency again. I change back to 477. I OK. And the receiver will be in red color because the transmitter is still out of the range. Now, after I change the receiver 477, imagine your transmitter is out of the range of the receiver. Okay, how I can stimulate these features? I turn off my receiver. Now I turn it off, but my transmitter still on. Okay, but my transmitter still on. So now I go to the apps again. Imagine the receiver is out of the range. Your transmitter actually at the backstage with the performance, because you found there's something you need to change at the receiver, you change first, and you just with your smartphone go to the backstage, go to the transmitter, and now I say, oh, I changed my receiver already. So how can I change my transmitter? So you no need to bring your transmitter to the receiver, but you bring your smartphone to the transmitter. Now, at my apps, I click onto the D2 receiver, and it shows you on the screen, do you want to sync your transmitter because it detected it's out of the range? Okay, yes, of course, I want to sync. Same thing, I just press a button on the transmitter, just press once. It sync. Amazing, right? It sync. That means I can bring the setting with my smartphone and sync to your transmitter. And now it's sync. Imagine right now, you go back to the receiver side, and you try to see on the receiver, and imagine right now the transmitter on the backstage, and right now I turn on my receiver again. Physically, I stimulate that you come back to the range from both the receiver and the transmitter. It sync, it link, is able to work perfectly. So that tells you I have not necessarily to have a close range between the Bluetooth, between the transmitter and receiver. Even the transmitter out of the range, after I change anything on the receiver, I still can sync all the settings that you have set at the receiver from the smartphone to your transmitter. Amazing, amazing. So these will help the user so flexible, whether your transmitter is out of the range of the receiver, as long as your smartphone are between the range of the transmitter or the receiver, you are able to do a synchronizations for both of them. Hopefully this demonstration is able to give you a better idea and to show you the powerful of the smartphone, of the apps, and the powerful of the features that we built for the EW Digital. And it also give you all the empowerment, all the features that you need for your customer, and help the customer have a better performance in their setup, in their show, and also help the customers more easier for them to set up a wireless microphones that no need to ask help from you guys anymore, because every call to you, every trip that you need to go to your customer, it is a cost. So if you can sell a wireless microphone system which is easy to use, less call, less error, less problem, we sell equipment happily, we earn money happily, and the customer use it happily. Thank you very much. I will pass this back to Gary and also Eddie.
All right, thank you, Keenan. All right, so guys, I think we have come to the end of what we'd like to present today. I just want to open up the floor for questions and comments about what do you guys think about this product, and if there's any questions surrounding the system. Keenan and myself are here to actually address some of the concerns. Yeah, Adi, would you want to facilitate the questions, the Q&A?
Yes, Gary. Thank you, Kenan. Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think we have many question here, but Mr. Kenan already answered the question. I don't know, the answer is I think is enough to make understand to the person who answer a question. Bapak Ibu, di sini saya ada rangkum ada beberapa pertanyaan. Apakah sudah terjawab pertanyaannya? Yang pertama dari Pak Anton. Ya. Itu sudah dijawab dengan Pak sudah dijawab dengan Kenan juga. Why while microphones and Sennheiser still using the 2.4, and the answer is Pak Kenan already answered. 2.4 wireless is made for basic need application. Okay, then the next question is from Hana Musik. The answer is tergantung ya dari kebutuhannya seperti itu. Untuk live stage, engineer tidak perlu, maksudnya bisa dikontrol dari engineer untuk switch-nya. Lalu dari Pak Andrian Kusnan juga sudah dijawab, ada 4 pertanyaan, dan Mr. Kenan juga sudah jawab, sepertinya sudah terakomodir ya pertanyaannya. Yang terakhir ada the last question, Kenan or Gary who answering, why squelch in Sennheiser EW100 only using for the squelch level only using low mid high, not using the number like 0 dB, 5 dB like the EW100 or 500 series. Why? Can you answer, guys?
Maybe I can take this question. I think there is also another question, but let me take this question about the squelch. I'm answering in the capacity from a sales and product manager capacity. The reason why we did this is for commercial reasons. There needs to be a difference between the 100 and 300 and 500 series. We thought hard, squelch, should this be a unified parameters across both series? We thought hard, we discussed among the stakeholders, we decided that we still want to use squelch as a differentiator between the 100 as well as the 300, 500 series. So, long story short, it is a commercial decision to position the products to create more reasons to separate these wireless series apart from each other. If we were to set squelch as a same parameter that you have in 100 and 300 and 500, it kind of blurs out the line even further. So that's my answer to that question. I hope that's satisfactory.
Gary, from my side, I think add on. From an application engineer point of view, why we need to do a fix, a low, mid, and high? Because EW100 is supposed to be easy to use entry level. So for those users actually acquire the EW100, the expectations of the unit should be easy to use. So for them, it's easy to set up is low, mid, and high. For those users, they are in a very engineer, very technical point of view. Of course, when they purchase a 300, 500, we are able to give you more flexible setting because you know what you do, you know what you're doing, right? So that is the one of the reasons as well. So for EW100 user, because they want to be more easier, they don't want so complicated. So we fix it at low, mid, and high.
Oke, thank you Kenan, thank you Gary. Sorry Pak Baki, jadi sudah terjawab ya kenapa EW 100 cost levelnya hanya low mid high karena sesuai dengan penggunaan ya Pak. Jadi EW 100 memang didesain untuk easy to use Pak, seperti itu. Okay. Then the next question, guys, you can read the question maybe. Can answer please.
Are we looking at Adrian's question right now? Correct,
yes,
right? Okay, great. So the question goes, will there be a digital equivalent version of EW 300, 500 which might support WSM? I think I can take this question. The answer is yes. We're looking at this EWD, the current one is just the beginning. There will be more. And timeline, I can't guarantee because at this moment, there is a global shortage in chipsets. If you read the news, even car manufacturers, they do not have chipsets to actually manufacture parts, components for their car computers. So long story short, yes, there will be, but timeline, we are not so sure. But again, it will be even more exciting. It will not just be another added features in terms of like 300 wider bandwidth, more channels. I think we have also been listening to feedback about the hardware itself, whether it is dual channel, quad channel. These are the feedbacks that we've been receiving, and we are looking into this. And we have something in the works, but I can't give you any more details. So just stay tuned. And before we go on to the next question, I want to talk a little bit more about the chipset shortages. For our fellow friends here, our business partners here, we are all doing sales, and we know that when you have stocks, it puts you ahead at a better competitive edge against someone who does not have stocks. And I highly encourage you to consider keeping some stocks. Because of the global shortage, we can't guarantee when we will have the next batch. We will have one last batch for the remaining of this year, sometime in August. So please work with Galva on that matter. And however, one more thing is I want to highlight is Sennheiser is not the only manufacturer that is affected by this by this global shortage. We were supposed to introduce this. We plan to introduce this product in January at NAMM show this year, around that period, January, February. But because of the fire in our supplier's warehouse production facility last year, we had to call off the introduction of this product in January, February, because we do not have enough parts to supply globally. We only have a small amount of parts. So we delayed by around close to 5 months. The last I heard from our colleagues in US and other region is Sennheiser is not alone. Even in our region, Southeast Asia, our competitors are also facing shortages to supply for projects. So how does it? So I just link this back to what I said a minute ago about having stocks means you have better opportunity to close sales. Imagine a spec is for another S brand. Okay, imagine the specification customer would like the product of SLXD, for example, at the same price point, but they are unable to supply because you are unable to get supplies, or the competitor is unable to supply. So you can reach out to Galva and just use minimal effort to change the BOM, the technical rider, from SLXD to EWD, because we have the stocks. we are able to supply at a healthy, we have a healthy production for the rest of the year until the end of the year. So my point is go out there, look for opportunities that are specifying other brands. They likely go and find out they are likely not able to supply. Maybe the distributor did not keep stocks also, but Galva keeps stocks. So just use a bit of effort. Ask them, are you interested in this EWD? It has more features, it has smartphone. And you guys saw the comparison with SLXD and you or even URX or QRXD. There's very clearly more features packed in the EWD, and especially with the smartphone application that Keenan is showing. Change it to Sennheiser, make immediate money. You don't have to wait like up to 18 months for the goods to arrive for other brands. This is what we are hearing from other regions. So I just want to share with all the business managers here, look into this and turn these global shortage in supply into the advantage of your organization and also Galva and Sennheiser. So yeah. Adi, there is another question. I think this question is for Keenan.
Yep.
Can more than 2 devices access the app or Bluetooth Low Energy? For example, an iPhone and an iPad, or one Android tablet plus an iPad.
Okay. I think we all know about, we need to secure, we need to do some security, right? Some people like it, one receiver that we can have a multiple smartphone can control. Then people will say, oh wow, if I am linked to this receiver, and what happens if my colleagues have the same apps? It will override my setting. So because all these things, we think about security point of view. So as long as one receiver connected to one devices, regardless tablet, Android, iPhone, or even I'm using iPod. I'm using iPod. It is able, as long as you're Bluetooth, you are able to download the apps. You are able to do it with iPod as well. So as long as there is one receiver connected to one device, that's it. So the same receiver will not able to connect to another smartphone. However, the new device come to the same receiver and they want to do a synchronize, they want to connect to this receiver. Once you connected, the original that you have it just now will taken up from the apps already. So that means, in short, one receiver at one time, they only can link to one device because of the security issue. Hopefully this will answer the questions. Okay?
Okay. Kinan, thank you.
Thank you.
Oke Pak Andrian, thank you juga Pak untuk pertanyaannya. Jadi seperti di info tadi, kami dari Galva juga mohon teman-teman dealer bantu untuk konsentrasi di sini karena ini tipe baru dan banyak peluang di sini, Bapak Ibu. Harganya hanya sedikit lebih mahal di atas EW100 tapi di bawah E300 dengan fitur yang lumayan lengkap dan lengkap sekali menurut saya sih, dengan channelnya banyak, dengan bisa dikontrol dari smartphone. Jadi seperti tadi Gary dan Kenan presentasi, nanti mohon bisa diinfo ke teman-teman kami, tim kami, baik yang di Galva Jakarta maupun yang di Galva kantor perwakilan untuk lebih lanjut seperti apa. Nanti kami akan mengeluarkan beberapa program display. Jadi dealer nanti kami mohon untuk bisa display. Tujuannya adalah supaya end user bisa lihat langsung, bisa experience langsung seperti itu. Juga teman-teman rental jika ada ingin demo atau ingin coba, please hubungi kita. Kita akan datangi, kita buat schedule untuk demo seperti itu. Oke. From Gary and Kenan, how you guys just finished or any presentation again?
I am very good. I wish everyone success in this new portfolio. And please, if you need support from Galva or from Sennheiser to help you pitch or train your sales staff, please reach out to Galva. We are here to support our customers. We are more than willing to go and meet your customers together with you. Of course, not physically because of COVID, but we can do virtual webinars or virtual product presentation like this to your customers. At the end of the day, we are looking into a win-win situation. You are not alone. If you need support, please reach out. Okay, Adi.
Ya. Oke, dari informasi saja, unit ini akan tiba di Jakarta. Batch pertama itu bulan ini, Pak, Ibu, dan batch keduanya kemungkinan di Oktober atau November. Jadi tahun ini hanya ada 2 kali shipment. Jadi jangan sia-siakan, Pak, kesempatannya. Jadi kami mohon supportnya. Teman-teman kami tim sales juga akan bantu jika ada butuh informasi, ingin training lagi, ada customer atau project yang kita bisa bantu presentasi atau kita bantu POC dan demo, silakan diinformasi ke kita. Untuk terakhir, kami rasa presentasi dan session ini sudah selesai. Kami selaku Galva Jakarta, distributor, dan Galva perwakilan mengucapkan terima kasih atas waktunya. Juga untuk tim Sennheiser Singapura, untuk Kenan dan Gary, thank you very much for presentation and sharing. Oke, guys. Oke, Bapak Ibu, terima kasih banyak. Jaga kesehatan dan selamat siang. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.